So, hi, give me a minute to fix my camera. And I've got your birth chart here. So, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a general. I'm going to try and keep the general within about 20 minutes. Then we'll look at a relationship. I think I understand because you've got an outer planet transiting your relationship house. So, when an outer planet, there's 3 outer planets, and when they transit any house, there's always really, really big karmic themes and karmic stories. There's always a sense of destiny. So you've got Neptune there, and Neptune can really give us that feeling of, when any of the outer planets do, but Neptune, especially when I read your email, Neptune can definitely to do with codependency. Pluto's more about passion and arguments and all that. And Uranus tends to be these love at first sight situations. Neptune's an interesting one. I've never had that before. So I'm going to wait till the reading appears before I make any more comments, actually. So I'm going to try and get the general just to last 20 minutes. Unless it's got a really, really big story to it. It just helps me tune in a little bit more. And it helps me understand a bit more. Sorry, I'm just looking at your chart. I'm just sort of staring at it. And what I realise as well, so what I can do is you can pull up the current transits about what's going on. And you've got a lot going on in the relationship sector. So probably a lot of questioning of the past, the wounds, and who wounded who. Chiron's there, Mercury's there. So it's almost, and your sun, so it's almost you're trying to illuminate a lot of issues in your past regarding relationships. So the cards are going all over the place. But I'll talk about that more. Let's just do this general. You've got a lot going on in your 5th house as well, which is the Leo house. So yeah, the Leo house would start to give you that feeling of, because Leo's always, what's my purpose? How do I want my soul expression to go on? So it's quite funny because I've totally reflected your email. It's all between relationships, particularly. I think you're going over a lot of the wounding from the past. So trying to clear it out, I guess, when it's Chiron. And the rest have got you questioning what your purpose is. I love when that happens, when someone's email is totally reflected in their current birth chart. So give me a general look at what's going on. So 8 of Pentacles behind you with the Ace of Pentacles. So all earth energy, focused on the earth, practical matters of your life. I'm just going to carry on before I... So what you want is the King of Pentacles. The gift is the 6 of Swords, yeah. The challenge is the 5 of Cups. Relationships, you have got the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands speaks potentially some new, potentially some sort of either new interest because it's an ace, or there's some sort of passion because you have got a lot of energy. 5th house energy is also love affairs. So I don't know if there's a potential here for some new love affair. That challenge of the 5 of Cups is turning up for a lot of people, or the 7 of Pentacles, because obviously we're in this crazy lockdown, which is going to carry on, I think, for a little while. So it's bizarre seeing these two together because this is about something new. But the challenge of the 5 of Cups is like, it's almost like, oh, there's this new interest, but we can't consummate, or we can't meet, or we can't do anything. So that's quite interesting. The King of Wands and your money and work, yeah. So this sense of purpose. You are a Leo at the end of the day. Leo is always to do with, in someone's birth chart, the sense of creative purpose. I have to say, I can't remember what you do for a job again. Your sun, which is that Leo energy, is in the 12th house. So the 12th house is definitely the house of the mystic, the therapist, the astrologer. It's got a real mysticism energy about it. Anyhow, we'll find out. Queen of Swords at a soul level with the 5 of Cups here. So I guess these are probably both cards of feeling separate from connection, because connection is something that's very, very important to you, because you've got a lot of 11th house. So the 11th house is about friendship, groups. You then get the 5 of Pentacles, but then you get this King of Cups. Interesting. The 5 of Pentacles, to me, I haven't read this as a monetary issue for a very long time. Sometimes it is. I tend to find it is trying to heal the disconnect. And I've read it this way for about 8 months. If you look at it, one person's guarding the heart and the other person stepping in to try and resolve the disconnection between two people. And here's the King of Cups. So I wonder if it is with Cancer. We'll find out more. We'll find out more when I look at that reading. So there's obviously been some focus on your pentacle work behind you. I don't know what that's about. The Eight of Pentacles tends to be sort of, can be with new projects. So I don't know if you're in lockdown or not, or what you're doing, but there's already a sense of, the Eight of Pentacles is about mastery, trying to master, study, be a crafts person. And craft people can be anything, but it's definitely about bringing something forward, or the desire to bring something forward, because the King of Wands is here. And because it's work and money, it'd be some sort of new venture. There's a lot of push at you. I think there's a lot of push coming from your soul at the moment around this, bringing forward this creative venture, this fire energy. What you're looking for is the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is about stability, and it's about a sense of security. It's a very, very fixed energy, yeah. And already with the challenge of the 5 of Cups is, we are not in a fixed period of our lives. Yeah, we're really, really not in a fixed period of our lives. And when that's going to pass, who knows? But the 6 of Swords is the gift, is a really nice one. The 6 of Swords is a very healing gift. It's a very, very feminine energy. And you get your sun and in your moon in the house of the 12th house. It's the house of God. It's the house of mysticism. Very, 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 very healing house, because Neptune's always the healer. So the 6 of Swords is the gift. It's a very beautiful gift. And even though it's sort of squashed between these two cards, because the King of Pentacles wants everything to go back to normal. That's what the King of Pentacles is about. He's the same on a Thursday as he was on the Monday. It's about stability and a sense of, maybe there's a desire to have your sense of solidity return to you. And the challenge of the 5 of Cups is already that sort of almost like we're really, really in a 5 of Cups experience, by the way. And I wonder, there's a little bit of a grief for the world that once was already. That sort of your sense of stability, your sense of what was. There's almost a feeling that it's gone, but it's not completely gone, because the Six of Swords is the gift. So as the gift, this is a very, very deep transition card, and we're all in transition, by the way. She's left something behind. She's not sure where she's going. So she's in this process, even though there's definitely a little bit of sadness, and I don't know if you're missing, it's almost a sense that you're missing your life a little bit, by the way. And I can't imagine what it's like for someone your age, because you're much more, even though I think you're someone who really likes your own company, by the way. Actually, I think having your own company is a little bit of a essential need for you. There's always a sense of loss, but at the same time, there's a sense of you wanting to move towards a new destination here. And you definitely do. I would say around relationships and money and work, to tell you the truth. Yeah, look, Six of Swords is with the Eight of Cups. These are both sort of questing cards. A questing card has always got nighttime around it, because when you're in the sun, you're in this illumination. And when you're in this energy, you're much more into your depths. And I did say that I felt there was a lot of deep questioning around who you've been in the past, the wounds that you've received, the wounds that you've given, particularly in your personal relationships, by the way. And these are your gifts, which means to me that you're using this very, very pivotal time in our collective history for the way that it should be used. Because we want to re-emerge into our lives. It's near to the, I guess it's near to something like the Fool card as possible. No one's going to do it perfectly, by the way, but it looks like you're using it to quest, to realise, okay, a lot of my needs were not being met where they were. I was a little bit bored, I was a little bit unfulfilled. So I'm on this sort of moving on journey. It's like the future awaits me. So the challenge of the Five of Cups, I just wonder if you're feeling a little bit disconnected from people. Yeah, because it's with the Ace of Cups. So this feeling almost of, there's almost a little bit of a loss here. Now, it's quite interesting with that Ace of Cups as a card of fire, because these two cups lie behind you. I think there's definitely, when I seen what was going on in your 7th house, there's definitely a little bit of releasing of ways that your heart has been broken. With Chiron, there's always the wound and the wounded. So we wound and we're wounded, aren't we? It's a two-way thing. And I think really it is a challenge, but it seems to be because of the gift that you're working with the way that we'll never in our lives have this time in history again. Actually, for most people, this is what happens in their deathbed, basically. You know, they go through a life review, and it's almost like we're all in a universal life review. And it looks like you're trying to use it, even though it probably looks a little bit painful to me and a little bit of hurts that have happened. It looks like you're using it as best as possible. Not sure how the King of Pentacles, unless it's a person, but you didn't mention a King of Pentacles as an earth sign. So I'm getting it, it's more a sense of, even though you're using it very well, that maybe a sense of losing your solidity, that the way that life once was. Now, this Ace of Wands is in your relationships. Ace of Wands tends to be a very passionate card. Does tend to herald some sort of new beginning If that new beginning would be able to be actualized, I have got no idea. And it looks like it's a lot of communication, 8 of Wands. So this is about fire, it's about communication, a lot of chemistry, because fire is always chemistry. I'm already don't know if this is someone new or this is Cancer guy. King of Cups, it could be someone brand new. But the Ace of Wands is always some sort of new and quite a lot of attraction. And the 8 of Wands would be a lot of communication, because it definitely ain't going to be travel. So this could be communication, but the challenge of the 5 of Cups is, the 5 of Cups is almost, it's a process card, but a feeling of, oh God, you know. I would be very, very 5 of Cups if I had the potential for an Ace of Wands, but not able to do anything about it. The King of Wands in your money and work would seem to me, unless this is a person again, I don't know. This is very much your Leo energy. So again, Leo always gets us to question our sense of purpose. Why am I here? Why am I here? And you've got 1, 2, oh my gosh, all the big heavies of the zodiac are down there right now. And when I say the big heavies of the zodiac, it's that evolutionary impulse within us that won't leave us alone. You know, it's almost like that urge to evolve, to progress, to... It's definitely going on for you. You really are feeling it, aren't you? Yeah. I want to do a career a little bit different. I want to look a bit differently, because what I want to do is... working out career is very, very, it can be very, very tough. I've always seen the teaching thing for you, sharing knowledge, sharing information, but I want to do that separately. But there's definitely a desire to, like, bring forward this energy. And because your sun's in the 12th, the sun in the 12th house, it's almost a sense of purpose that isn't your own, which means it belongs to the collective. For example, mine doesn't really belong to me. I've got Moon in Pisces. So someone with the sun in 12th house tends to have a job to do that's about the collective evolutionary purpose. No pressure on you, darling, and you're still so young, honestly. But those people that are meant to be leading and bringing something forward astrologically are being triggered at the moment to do it. You must have amazing dreams. Anyhow, let me carry on. Queen of Swords in the soul position is very similar to the 5 of Cups, because the Queen of Swords is not someone who's in relationship or in connection, so she's a little bit cut off. It's serving a purpose. Yeah, this is a really important time in our evolution, by the way. So the Queen of Swords is about seeing into the truth, lighting the way, because she's got this light of truth. But I can't help feeling that you're feeling a little bit disconnected from people, by the way. Because the Queen of Swords is someone who has got the ability to see the bigger picture. So she'd be a fantastic writer, fantastic tarot reader, astrologer. But she's not about matters of the heart and doesn't tend to be that relational. And at the moment, a lot of your energies feel quite relational. So I'm wondering if you're missing being in connection, not only with a significant other, but with friendships. Venus in the 11th house loves friendship, loves connection. So you end in the 5 of Pentacles, clarified with the King of Cups. So I wonder if this is about trying to heal the disconnect between you and Cancer. I don't even want to go on about it. I think there might be, because you get the 6 of Cups. That's about reconnection, reunion. It might not even be him. Might be something new coming through. And then the disconnection, because this lockdown has to end at one point, and this would be the emotional reconnection. But it might not only be with him, it might be with the people that are important to you. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So you go from, it's almost like you're going from feeling very cut off to this sense of reconnection. It might not be him, it might be someone brand new coming in. The Ace of Wands can bring in someone new. All the aces do. But it's almost like if someone new is coming in, it's going to be a while before you can get together. No wonder that Five of Cups. Now let me carry on because I've got a lot to do. Won't be a minute.